Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to this Shabbat of Thanksgiving weekend. We welcome all of you who are joining us as well on YouTube and on Facebook and on templeshalom.com. We begin tonight as we say how good and wonderful it is that all of us are here together. Ma tovu, or ma yafeh hayom, what am I thinking? Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. How good and wonderful it is that all of us are sitting together, just as we do around the Thanksgiving table. And as we light our Shabbat candles, on page 120, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadiknei shel Shabbat. As we welcome in Shabbat, we turn to page 130 in our Siddur as we begin to welcome Shabbat with our Kabbalat Shabbat blessings with Lechuna Ranana coming from Psalm 95. Come, let us sing joyfully to God. And I'm just going to fix our sound just a little bit because our sound is a tiny bit off here, and so we're going to make sure that our sound gets a little bit better so that we can hear a little bit better, especially I know for those of you online. Now we're hearing that we're having a little bit of a sound difficulty with the guitar being very loud, so we are going to fix that problem for all of you right now as we take care of that issue. And we should be okay now, I believe. Nadia As we turn to page 132, we come to Psalm 97. In the middle of the psalm, we sing these words, Or Zarua La Tzadik, Yishrei Simcha, light is seen the righteous, radiance to the upright. As we are about to enter into Hanukkah, we think things of light, justice, passing, thanksgiving, we think of things of righteousness. A psalm, sing to Adonai a new song, for God has worked wonders. God's right hand, God's holy arm has won God victory. Adonai has manifested God's victory, has displayed God's triumph in the sight of the nations. God was mindful of God's steadfast love and faithfulness toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth beheld the victory of our God. Raise a shout to Adonai, all the earth. Break into joyous songs of praise. On page 135, we come to one of those psalms of praise. Exalt Adonai our God and bow down to God's holy mountain, for Adonai our God is holy. The last three lines of Psalm 99. Adonai Elohim v'ishtachavo l'har kodesh. On page 136 and 137, we come to Psalm 29, a psalm of God's power of creation in the universe. We read together in English. A psalm of David. Ascribe to Adonai, O divine beings. Ascribe to Adonai glory and strength. Ascribe to Adonai the glory of God's name. Bow down to Adonai, majestic in holiness. The voice of Adonai is over the waters. The God of glory thunders, Adonai, over the mighty waters. The voice of Adonai is power. The voice of Adonai is majesty. The voice of Adonai breaks cedars. Adonai shatters the cedars of Lebanon. God makes Lebanon skip like a calf, Sirion like a young wild ox. The voice of Adonai kindles flames of fire. The voice of Adonai convulses the wilderness. Adonai convulses the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of Adonai causes hinds to calf and strips forest bare. While in God's temple all say glory. Adonai sat enthroned at the flood. Adonai sits enthroned sovereign forever. May Adonai grant strength to God's people. May Adonai bestow on God's people well-being. Those last two lines in Hebrew, Adonai owes la'amon tein. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Lai 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 lai. Lecha Dodi, page 138 and 139, verses 1 and 2 on page 138, and then verses 5 and 9 on page 139. Lecha Pnei Shabbat Lecha Pnei Shabbat. We can be seated as we will turn to page 140, where we'll sing the words of Psalm 92. Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat. Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. It is good to give thanks to God. Adonai is sovereign, God is robed in grandeur. Adonai is robed, God is girded with strength. The world stands firm, it cannot be shaken. Your throne stands firm from of old, from eternity you have existed. The ocean sounds, Adonai. The ocean sounds its thunder. The ocean sounds its pounding. Above the thunder of the mighty waters, more majestic than the breakers of the sea is Adonai, majestic on high. Your decrees are indeed enduring. Holiness befits your house, Adonai, for all time. We move into our Mariv service, page 144, with Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkadav v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, Elmad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, uv'izman kariv meru, Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'alam olam me'amaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, d'medukudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Da'amiron be'alma v'yimeru. Amen. On page 146, we rise for Baruch Hu. We give thanks for creation as we say praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of tide, of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set the course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch Ata Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 150. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and its commandments, its laws and its concepts. Day and night we will reflect on them because they are Orech Yameinu, they are the length of our days. They are Chayinu, they are our life. We give thanks to you, God, for your love is given to us in the words of your very precious Torah. Ahava Adonai et Yisrael, Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Dinim mishpatim, otanu b'ma'ata. Alkein Adonai Eloheinu, Shofei Nasiach Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Praise to you, O God, who loves your people Israel. Page 152 and 153. We sing together the words of Shema as we declare the oneness, the uniqueness of our God. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta abam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim leloechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim leot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem amen. On page 155, a poetic rendition of this section of Deuteronomy that we just chanted, as well as the section of Numbers. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorpost of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Page 157, we come to the words of Geulah, our prayer of redemption. On this Thanksgiving weekend, we are grateful for a lot of things, including redemption, including freedom, leaving that place of slavery, whether it's physical slavery or social slavery or emotional slavery, and making our way toward freedom, just as our ancestors did in ancient times, just as there are still those who do to this very day. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. And so we march through that sea of reeds, that line that divides our place of slavery from our place of freedom. Page 158. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped in the universe? Who is like you, O God, majestic in your holiness, awesome in your splendor? You are the one who works wonders. This is the song of a world redeemed. This is the song of peace. Page 160. We ask God to lie us down in peace, to rise us up again tomorrow to life, to protect us from enemy and illness and war, from famine and sorrow and wrongdoing, to watch over us and deliver us, keep us under a shelter of your peace. On page 162, the people of Israel sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth. Yom HaShvi'i on the seventh day. Shabbat vayinafash. God ceased from all the work. And God refreshed God's soul. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat la'asot et haShabbat dorotam ve'rit olam yiruvim We all rise as we turn to page 164. As we join together in the Amidah, we'll say the first few paragraphs together, and then we will make our way silently through our silent prayers. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach u'Magin, Baruch Ata Adonai, Magin Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Ata Gibor le'olam Adonai, V'chaye hakol Ata Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv ha'ruach u'morid ha'gashem, Mechalkel chayim v'chesed, Mechaye hakol be'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, v'shenei afar, nichamocha ba'al givurot, umido melach, melech mimit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, Mechayeh hakol, Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah, Baruch ata Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh. We continue silently. On page 371, we'll find the words for Misha Berach. We ask for God to bring refuah shlema, complete healing, for Yishav Zaza, Carrie Schillinger, Betsy Appel, Robert Oppenheim, Carrie Susser, Brian Zabel, Sylvia Chuk, Reuven Ben Sipora, Stephen Sherrow, Chaim Mordechai Ben Shmuel Yisaschar, Irene Lambert, Moshe Ben Avraham, John Mitchell, Alan Davidson, Arnold Simon, Aryeh Tzvi Ben Menachem Mendel Vechana, Nick Nicolaitis, Susan Mello, Ken Pepper, Naju Alu, Hannah Lee Paz, Kai Galvin, Kelly Beasley. We ask for healing for all those who are afflicted by the COVID-19 virus. Here in the United States, the 9,410,653 currently reported cases. In the land of Israel, the 6,313 currently reported cases, and worldwide, the 19,993,671 currently reported cases. If there are other names that anyone would like to say, we'll invite you to say them out loud now. We ask for healing for all those we've named and for all those in need. We are in the Shabbat between Thanksgiving and Hanukkah. We had Thanksgiving a few years back, but now we are as close as we're going to get, certainly in any of our lifetimes, and the lifetimes of the next several generations, actually. During Thanksgiving, we give thanks. We hakarat todah, we engage in gratitude. And we are grateful for a variety of things as a nation, as a family, as an individual. And sometimes in difficult times like these dark days of the COVID-19 virus, sometimes it's hard to find a place to be thankful. We need to look in other places, perhaps. This year, more people traveled. This year, there were more people around many people's Thanksgiving tables, but still, this cloud of the darkness of this pandemic and what it's done to our world still floats above us. And so how do we find gratitude? We find gratitude in looking at the good things of each and every day. The rabbis of old said we should say 100 blessings of thanksgiving each and every day. Again, in a cloud of darkness of COVID, in families where there may be illness, it's hard to find those little things, but they're there. We open up our eyes in the morning. We sit up in bed. We eat something that tastes good. We see a bird fly by. We smell the beautiful smell of a newly blooming flower. We see the beauty of that white stuff falling out of the sky, that little bit of snow. It was just a little bit the other day, like 1/16 of an inch. But there was enough falling out of the sky just to add a little beauty into the twilight hours. But we give thanks in whatever way we can. In the Psalms, Psalm 100, Mizmor LeTodah, literal translation, a song of thanksgiving. Mizmor LeTodah, Haril Adonai kol haaretz. Ivdu et Hashem b'simcha bo'u lefanav bir nana. Da'u ki Adonai hu Elohim, hu asanu v'lo anachnu, amo v'tzon mar'ito. Bo'u she'arav b'todah, chatzevotav b'thilah, hodu lo baruchu shemo. Ki tov Adonai leolam chasdo ve'ad dor vador emunato. A psalm of thanksgiving. Raise a shout to Adonai, all the earth. Worship Adonai in happiness. Come into God's presence with shouts of joy. Acknowledge that Adonai is our God. God made us and we are God's. We are God's people, the flock that God tends. Enter God's gates with praise. Enter God's courts with acclamation. Praise God. Praise be God's name. For Adonai is good. God's steadfast love is eternal. God's faithfulness is for all generations. In that emunah, in that truthfulness, in that faithfulness, we can find those everyday miracles, those everyday pieces of thanksgiving. We're thankful when we fix something that's broken, whether it is a relationship or a physical thing in our house, or whether it's the world around us, that we can fix one person at a time. We so say, Hodu Ladonai Ki Tov, Ki Leolam Chasdo. We give thanks to God, for God's mercy is forever. If we have chesed, which really means kindness, if we are the ones who are kind in the world, then we will bring a feeling into the world that will last forever, for which we can be thankful. As we stare into these Shabbat candles, and just another 48 hours or so, even a little bit less than that, 46 or so, we'll stare into the candles of the first night of Hanukkah. We are enlightened by those candles of rededication. The word Hanukkah means rededication. And if we rededicate ourselves to kindness, if we rededicate ourselves to taking care of the world around us, if we rededicate ourselves to taking care of others who are near us, if we rededicate ourselves to taking care of ourselves, then it will be easy to find those 100 blessings of thanksgiving every day. And as the words of the 118th Psalm tell us, give thanks to God, for God is good. God's kindness endures forever. Israel good, we are kind, that we speak the words of our ancestors of kindness, of chesed, of rachamim, words of compassion. And we also make sure that we speak words of todah, words of thankfulness. We will move from this Yom Hodaya, this day of thanksgiving, for all that we have, into this time of Orim, this time of light, because out of thanksgiving comes the light that we bring into the world. We turn to page 528 as we will rise for Aleinu. Actually, we'll make that a different page. Let me find our proper page here, actually. .586, that's where we want to be. Then we'll rise for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula liotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu kogoye haratzot, velo samanu kimishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim ve'yoser haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim ima'al u'shchinatu zo b'govei meromim Hu Eloheinu ein hod, emet malkeinu efes ulato, kakatuv b'torato, yadata hayom b'shevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim ima'al, ve'al haaretz, mitachat ein hod. Ein od, ki hamalchut shelcha hi olam yatimloch bechavod. Kakatuv b'toratecha, Adonai himloch leolam va'ed, v'ne'emar, v'ya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. V'yom hahu, ye Adonai echad. Ushemo echad, Ushemo echad. We turn to page 598 for our Kadisha Tom, our mourner's Kaddish. In our yard sites this week, we recall the memories of Annette Lerner, Diane Shore, Isabel Greenberg, Judy Salzman Barnes, Raymond Schatz, Adil Hoffman, Baruch Gang, Ben Levin, George Goldberg, Leah Bain, Sarah Hopman, Sheldon Singer, Tina Wyatt, Erna Brunel, Jenna Faber, Robert Solomon, Sid Gritz, Stanley Weingarten, William Maxwell Jr., Barbara Goodsell, Evelyn Pfeffer, Harold White, Jacob Altman, Jenny Gans, Joseph Adler, Milton Silverstein, Sidney Howard, William Califf, Bertha Bisher, Harry Cohen, Pearl Simon, Ruth Weiss, Samuel Goldsmith, Zelda Wagner, Faye Kolotnik Vliss. We also recall the memories of all those who have died from the COVID-19 pandemic. Here in the United States, the reported 799,124 deaths. In the land of Israel, the 8,182 reported deaths, and worldwide, the 5,205,874 reported deaths. Yehu zichronam levracha. May all of their memories be a blessing. We turn to Kaddish Atom, the mourner's Kaddish, as we sanctify God's name in their memory. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah. Be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayei uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Ehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam l'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. A few quick announcements so you can all be seated. Few quick announcements before we close our service. Please remember tomorrow morning service is at 9:30 a.m. for our Shabbat morning. On Sunday, there is no religious school in the morning, but from 4 to 6 p.m. you can join us for our Hanukkah festival, all kinds of great things going on. There will be food, there will be music, there will be arts and crafts, there will be dancing, there will be happiness, there will be joy for this upcoming Hanukkah. So please join us for that right here. You can also join us at 6 p.m., also Sunday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the following Sunday, 6 p.m. in person at various locations around Colorado Springs, and on Zoom every single night for 8 crazy nights with Rabbi Jay. I will be traveling around Colorado Springs. I will be in Manitou Springs. I will be in the Broadmoor area. I will be downtown. I will be in Briargate, and I will be in Flying Horse, all over the place. We're going to be here in town. I think we're in Rock Rimmon one night. We're all over the place, coming to you, broadcasting live on Zoom. So please make sure that you register and get the Zoom link. If you haven't gotten the Zoom link, we'll be happy to send it to you from the office. Just let us know that you didn't get it, but you should get it when you register for those evenings. And if our location is near your home, you can come and join us in person. If you're a temple member, you can go to the temple directory, sign in to the website at templeshalom.com, go to the temple directory, and you can get the address of the homes that it has listed on the calendar. Just go to the calendar, click on the dates, any of the days. It'll come up for all the days. It'll tell you the neighborhood and the name of the family who is hosting. You can get their address if you're a member in the temple directory. So we'd be happy to have you come join us in person. All sorts of fun activities going on for each and every night of Hanukkah, so we hope you will join us for all of that. And look on the temple calendar for more details on all of it, and make sure that you register so we get you involved there. And please remember that religious school does start up again a week from, or this coming Tuesday actually. So what today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 nights from now, religious school will be getting started again with our 3rd through 7th graders who come on Tuesday evening, and then our Sunday crew will be joining the Sunday after that, which is December the 5th, I believe, is the date. So please join us for all of those great Hanukkah things coming up, and then check the calendar for great stuff coming up after the secular New Year. You'll want to join us for Tu B'Shvat and Purim and Pesach and all the things coming up in the months ahead on our calendar. We're going to bring our service to a close as we sing some words that we sang early on in our service. You'll find them on page 647 if you happen to have a Siddur in front of you. They're in the middle of the page. That we know that if we are tzaddikim, if we are righteous people, then we will have light for us. And so light is sown for the righteous, and radiance for those who are kind in heart. If you light those candles of Hanukkah and you find the righteousness and you find the good-heartedness that those lights inspire for all of us, Facebook and on YouTube and on templeshalom.com. We wish you all Shabbat Shalom. I hope we'll see you all tomorrow morning, and I hope we will see you Sunday night for our wonderful festivities for Hanukkah. We wish you all Shabbat Shalom and an almost Chag Urim Sameach. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.